Okay, folks, a lesson. In Albany, New York, when you go there homeless, or you wind up homeless, they have what is known as Travelers and Homeless Aid, which is that you call up, you go to any bus depot, train station, or even call up a number that's posted there. They will send somebody out to your location and pick you up and take you to a motel, and they will pay for your motel, and they will assist you in getting a job and other housing while you're there. Now, that's a good model for Portland, Oregon. Okay? There's $400 million. Think about this, folks. Think about, let's say 5,000 homeless people. Divide up $400 million. Okay? Now, everybody would have to register as being homeless. That's homeless. Okay? There has to be a somewhat of a history of it. Okay? And then what they do is take that $400 million and divide it up amongst, or even the three, and use $100 million for supportive services. And divide that up by, say, let's just say 5,000, no, let's just say 10,000 homeless people in Portland. Now, divide 10,000 into 300 million. First, do it 400 million. That's how much each homeless person should get. And there should be a state agency or a city agency of nonpartisans with checks and balances. Everything's looked at, everything's counted, everything's kept above board. Everybody gets housing, no one's turned away. And they pay for your housing. They find the housing, pay for it, pay your rent, utilities, and for years into the future, with the amount of money that each person will get, there will be enough money to pay for each individual way into the future. And any other homeless funds that come in will be put to that use right there. And take it all away from the politicians, take it all away from the homeless providers, all them people that are soaking up all the homeless money. Take it away from the people that give it to people who are late on their rent. You know, stuff like that. That's not what the homeless funds are for, to rescue people in their rents. They're not homeless. They don't qualify. So, folks, look, before $400 million disappears into the woodwork and you don't see any drop in homeless, okay, remember my words. They're going to dissolve this money amongst a dozen homeless providers. They're going to give them each tens of millions of dollars out of the homeless fund. And what are they going to do with it, folks? They're going to pay their rent on their building they rent. They're going to pay their employees that do nothing. And what we need to do is you get that application called GuideStar. Okay, folks, I want to tell you about this. There's an application called GuideStar. It lists every nonprofit in the entire country on their GuideStar application. You can see where their money comes from and how much of it goes towards their mission. And that's important, their mission statement as to why they're a nonprofit. Every nonprofit has to have a mission statement, and they have to adhere to it. And that's how you get these people, because none of them adhere to their mission statement. They're all political, every one of them, and they're discriminating. I've been discriminated against on many occasions, okay? And I got the proof in my pocket. I kept all the cards of all the people that came here and said that they were here to put me into housing and not one of them ever returned. It's a big fucking scam to get your name on their list so that they can apply for housing, for homeless funds to take care of you, when in fact your name is on every fucking list of all these providers. Every one of them has the same list, so they're all using the same names to get separate funding. How about that, folks? I don't know how many lists I'm on, and they're using my name as being a provider for me, and it's a big effing lie. And that's how they're scamming the public. All them names get them money. And the city don't care. The city don't care if they're fraudulent or not, but they are fraudulent. And I'll bet you any amount of money that names that appear on one list also appear on all the others too. I know because I signed up on all the other ones. And they're all committing a scam on the government and on the people and on the taxpayers' dollar and on the homeless funds. Every homeless person should get a share of that $400 million. Every single homeless person should have an equal share of that $400 million, and that's how you end homelessness. See, you want to end homelessness? There you go. Do like Albany, New York. Have this big fund called Homeless Travelers Aid. And that's how you end homelessness. You fund it. And you keep the funding open year by year. That's how you make a difference. These slobs in this city, they don't want to end homelessness. They just want to cater to all these organizations that claim they're putting people into housing when they're not. I've been on the street now for 1 year and 8 months waiting for housing. Okay? As a senior disabled citizen. And they have people who say they specialize in finding homes for the disabled and the elderly. Well, I'm 80 years old and I'm severely disabled. And the project I'm talking about is Northwest Pilot Project, who claim that they specialize in helping the elderly and the homeless. And I was signed up with them over 1 year ago, probably about 1 year and some months now. And I kept in contact with them. I even went down there to visit them. And they kept on denying me. And they even denied me after a counselor from Friendly House in Northwest Portland, a very well-respected organization in the neighborhood that helps the elderly and the disabled. She signed me up with Northwest Pilot Project a long time ago. And Northwest Pilot Project said that I was not signed up with them, even though Sadie from Friendly House did the sign up for me. We did it together at the organization's place of business, neighborhood place. So that's why this video. We want our share of the $400 million. Me and my son, we're homeless, and those are homeless funds. We want our share. Okay? All they have to give us our share, give us whatever share we have out of the homeless funds after the arithmetic is done. Give it to us, and we'll cease to be homeless. But they won't do that. They're too busy catering to all the crooked people in the city. And them people owe them favors for that money. And they get kickbacks. And they misuse it. None of it goes to the homeless people except for tarps and tents to keep them homeless. They can end homelessness tomorrow with $400 million divided by 5,000 or even 10,000 would give each homeless person in this city a substantial amount of money. And there's the end of homelessness right there. Thank you for listening.